はい、では太田さんお願いします。
Hi. Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Masafumi Ohta, the founder of the Japanese Raspberry Pi group. And last year, I came Taiwan to attend the COSCUP. But in this year, on the because of the COVID-19 issue, and we Japanese cannot travel to Taiwan to going to COSCUP this year, and I and my friend and my open source conference miss you very much to and we can't go there. So and hope to see you next year. But we can't. We unfortunately we have technology things and doing and video conference to the present and sessions so please and please listen to my session and if you have any question and feel free to ask me and after the session. And today I have two sessions about Raspberry Pi things, and it is the technical things and Raspberry Pi whole deep dive. I'm talking about the Raspberry Pi whole spec and features and with the roadmap and more. And in this session, and I will present it on the business aspect and trademark guideline powered by Raspberry Pi and branding program and Raspberry Pi innovator program for enterprise and users using a Raspberry Pi. So first of all, I will talk to you about the trademark guideline. And what trademark? Sorry. I'm sorry. Because for going to the session, I would like to introduce myself. And my name is Masafumi. And many of folks you know me. And the founder of the Japanese Raspberry Pi community and helps so doing business with Raspberry Pi things and in Asian area. And in this year, I have been helping Peng Chen, and so and the owner of the CutiePi project, and he succeeded and to found as a Kickstarter. So I am very happy to his success. And I will continue to doing help and your Taiwanese community to doing business with Raspberry Pi and in the future or and later. So I'm sorry, I'm confused, a bit confused. My presented missing. So I will talk to the trademark guideline. And trademark guideline means you see there's a Raspberry Pi and the fruit mark or and the Raspberry Pi itself and the characteristics and more. So trademark guideline and interest is how to use Raspberry Pi icon for your business. And you can use trademark and marks for the selling for Raspberry Pi and itself and its solutions. For example, for the Pink can sell a CutiePi and which is say and it is powered by Raspberry Pi certificate products. And he accepted his product is accepted by Raspberry Pi Foundation and powered by Raspberry Pi. So he can say his product and CutiePi is a certificate product using a Raspberry Pi and trademark icon and powered by Raspberry Pi icon and more doing for his business. So first of all, please use it carefully And lately, and there are many more violation things using a Raspberry Pi trademark. So sometimes I will talk and Raspberry Pi business users in Japan and talking about such legal things and especially in the trademark. And trademark is on the Raspberry Pi and one of the core strategy and about IP things for the brief care and the brief handle with care and so using and trademark. So first of all, and you must not use the trademark and the Raspberry Pi name for your company's name for logs. And you must not use the Raspberry Pi itself and for your website. And you must not use the trademarks and someone would misunderstanding. Raspberry Pi officially use relate, help, and recommend for your product. And you must not make swags on trademark groups unless you accept. So I will like to extend a bit on the bit on the appendix and something, and and so and in this case, so someone misusing on the Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi, and things and products, and not accepted by Raspberry Pi Foundation, and the Raspberry Pi Foundation cannot accept it. Raspberry Pi names thing Raspberry Pi and there's Raspberry Pi machines, Raspberry Pi and hardware, Raspberry Pi something, and using and use as a user product for and brief care as the user. And I will tell something example and bad case and use to violating the Raspberry Pi trademark issue. So you must not use trademark disgrace and product and services. You must not use the trademark in the fake product. And there are many more things from the Chinese mainland lately, and they are much more fake. And putting on the Raspberry Pi trademark. For example, the cases. So please, and you must care and not use Raspberry Pi and fake products. And you must not trademark the Raspberry Pi compatible things. And many card-based board and say it is compatible with the Raspberry Pi things, but Raspberry Pi cannot accept any Raspberry Pi compatible machine. So please be careful and using it. So on the Orange Pi or the Nano Pi or something like so, and they cannot accept, they cannot permit it and accept it as a compatible machine. So please be careful about that. So you must not use and trademark and name things similar to your strong business and your strong business and strong business promotion. Someone would misunderstand the relationship with Raspberry Pi. And the Raspberry Pi thing, and frankly speaking, Raspberry Pi is a very, very flat company, and they cherish and makers and partners, and even though small or not. So if you make something and if you would love to collaborate with the Raspberry Pi, and they are open to ask and they are open, and you can ask them. So if they accept it, and so you can say and it is related, but many more companies say say to misunderstand. And our company and strong relationship with Raspberry Pi without permission or acceptance. So please be careful about that. So you must not trademark such things, disgrace Raspberry Pi charity activities. So and that means Raspberry Pi mainly focus on to a charity business, and Raspberry Pi Foundation. So please be careful about that. So trademark to use. So you should accompany the description of Raspberry Pi the trademark and of Raspberry Pi Foundation, and so it is very formal and so description. So you should indicate Raspberry Pi inside Raspberry Pi works on the product if you have acceptance. So trademark may disappear to less prominently than product names and your brand and business name. That means your product name is audio and board for Raspberry Pi. So you like to accompany Raspberry Pi things and so you must care of Raspberry Pi trademark or Raspberry Pi things for the smaller and when indicated your product. So Raspberry Pi Foundation appreciated charity donation. If the Raspberry Pi call for many more charities and many more donations for you from you. So for their activities for STEM and they are much appreciated. So not only helping each other to the business market, but also in the STEM market. So, here is the misunderstanding and example happened in Japan. So, the first things in product Japanese and ISP providers and produce in Raspberry Pi hat. And so I mentioned you cannot use Raspberry Pi names on its product. So it is violated to the Raspberry Pi policy, Raspberry Pi trademark things. So they mislead their company related with the Raspberry Pi Foundation, but they don't have any more connection with Raspberry Pi. So I quote with Twitters, and they corrected the product names, and it is sometimes missing, and when using the product name, please be careful. So if you want it, Raspberry Pi card, Raspberry Pi and books, Raspberry Pi, so you please be careful. You cannot use it. For using a Raspberry Pi the domain name. I think it is okay for using it, but so Raspberry Pi training and foundation looking to the website is including the Raspberry Pi name. So you must not use it, and please be careful using that. And it is normal things, and fake selling using Raspberry Pi logo is of course illegal. So please be careful, and it violate trademark policy, and they had one time to tried to sue and so a Korean company, but they stopped the sue the Korean company so changes the name for something for they I haven't heard they lately they sue some companies and some individuals they haven't do that. So but it is concerned with the IP things and the core business strategy. Please be careful for using that for your business. So it is something like gray zone. So so you before you going here and use the room because the 5 minutes before and the 10 minutes before I talked to the stuff in Japanese gray zone even so very very gray things using that so but so I will tell you it is something great case example for you. So Raspberry Pi is an ordinary use, and that means you publish a book, and Raspberry Pi for newbies, Raspberry Pi or the beginners, Raspberry Pi or something. So it is okay to use that, and so book is an ordinary thing for they can permit using that, and if even though it is not your business, and it is the gray zone. And pictogram is a manga use, and so I have asked the event to such case using a Raspberry Pi. Everything says it's okay, and so we can't write something a manga or something like cartoon or something like so pictogram things for the please for the using it more and more to promote the Raspberry Pi product itself. So they dare to not care. And so using that. So please, if you so write something cartoon or something like manga or something like the comic and something like you you're a writer on the Taiwanese IT magazine, and feel free to use them so you write a pictogram on something like manga or something. So we are okay to using that. For it is a famous example for the why and so I put it on my presentation this slide and if and so the and even consults and retweet me this and this scene to and so in the Doctor Stone in the anime. And he says, I need Raspberry Pi. So so children, so they birth interactors is using Raspberry Pi in the manga things. So so it is the audience things, and the Raspberry Pi is now on the world. And in IT, not only IT, but also your daily life. So most of the people questioning for especially Japan, Taiwan, Chinese, and Indonesia, and India, so some Asian companies, country to ask me to the examination things. And I'm really sorry, and I'm afraid to say, and now Raspberry Pi was the certification program, and certification STEM is going on to the FutureLearn website, and you know FutureLearn, and so I will like to see in the FutureLearn website. Let's show you answer. This is future website, and their mission, one of their mission is teaching and teachers to teach students using a Raspberry Pi things. For now, they have many more courses in the future run. So you can run run online with free. So you can try. Okay. It is confident. So examination confident and so it costs a fee. So. But it is not so expensive. Rather than other website to run many things for IT. So so now they have an officially learning course in the Future Run website. So they cannot permit any more certification in each countries. So sorry for that. And so please be careful about that. But you can take exam in the future run to the Raspberry Pi certification program, but in English, so sorry for that. But feel free to use that if you can if you can use write and talk in English and can learn in online to run and study and Raspberry Pi things. Here's the website. So it is. I also introduce powered by Raspberry Pi things. Powered by Raspberry Pi even one of the brand who and partners and the resellers or the makers and more. And you can use the logos and the powered by Raspberry Pi things and encourage your product and to spread as well. And so and more you can also use the Raspberry Pi and logo things. So as a partner and the solutions and the makers. So and if you are interested, so please submit this program to you using this brand. So detail. So the Raspberry Pi certification program instead of Raspberry Pi logo, it is a brand program for makers and partners that provides the logo. And the main cases using a Raspberry Pi understanding Raspberry Pi only products. That means sometimes misreads in the partner products, and it is made by Raspberry Pi Foundation or Raspberry Pi Training, but it is not. So not to misread the things, and so they had to, so they made another log things for the partners and the makers or solution partners, everything. So and sometimes Raspberry Pi Foundation ask you to your current product use this logo to promote your product and solutions. And it is a good aspect of this solutions. It will make a good collaboration with Raspberry Pi and in STEM business. And so the Raspberry Pi and the think for you think for the STEM business for the with and the ordinary and enterprise business. So the Raspberry Pi market is not only the STEM but also in individual B2C business and enterprise business. And enterprise business and B2B business makes and encouraged to and STEM business, and they hope to do that, and they so they strong had a strong promotion and with Raspberry Pi things with it for STEM business. So how to submit applications? So you see this submission website to fulfill your name and address, company name, company address, and more. Yeah. So and I'm sorry. Sorry, Raspberry Pi training and Raspberry Pi Foundation have good has not enough resources to reply acceptance for please wait a while for brewing coffee. So Raspberry Pi, we email you and how to use Raspberry Pi and the logo is accessed. Of course, and some case they and have rejected and using their logo. So please be careful. So and writing a submission and using a Raspberry powered by Raspberry Pi brand. So if you understand, you can use how to use the Raspberry Pi logo. And so, for example, putting a position. And so if you have audio devices products, so Raspberry Pi and the foundation and the training advices. So and you should put here and here territory to putting on the brand mark and to check and Raspberry Pi powered by Raspberry Pi brand. So and send a sample pic from putting a Raspberry Pi logo on the products and solution. So for example, and this is my first guest helping using a Raspberry Pi powered by Raspberry Pi logos, and this is an audio and Raspberry Pi case for audio devices. So you can use a Raspberry Pi itself and audio hut and put on the cases, and it is for audio devices. So the less noises, less noises and so good and sounds and more. So they and the Raspberry Pi Foundation accepted this product, and they sell and its product with Raspberry Pi. And is lately picked succeed. And for CutiePi, the tablet with Qt on the Raspberry Pi compute module. So and you can use from the latest this year, and you can see and the Raspberry Pi powered by Raspberry Pi logos and pastel pinks and put and the CutiePi products, and so they can use and you can see and right side down in a brand brand mark powered by Raspberry Pi things and on their products. And this is a Raspberry Pi integrated program. It is for enterprise business. Why it is enterprise business? Because it is mainly for compliance. And the compliance means mainly technical conformity. So in Japan, most needed. So in the PC something like hardware business is passing GITEKI and Japanese technical conformity, and I know you Taiwan have another technical conformity. So they collaborating in the UL to prepare on the staff to pass on the UL conformity, and so and another legal things, and especially in the and especially in the radioactive things. So and you should check all on the enterprise business, especially in a B2B business, and in Japan is you can't use and and the Raspberry Pi 4 and without and passing and technical conformity. It is a violated the Japanese and the radioactive. So we should purchase and Giteki mark printed Raspberry Pi things. So from the reseller, and we cannot and cannot purchase and use and Raspberry Pi and without printed and Giteki things. So please, and it is for enterprise program. Here's a website, and it is compliance program with the UL. UL is something like and the companies and dealing is and the radio compliance and solutions, and it is very similar to the technical consulting, and for the and hardware consulting and for your solutions. And so they have and so many and technical knowledge and for technical conformity and radioactive things. For you can prepare something and things for the passing and so the Raspberry Pi and Raspberry Pi related products and so and pass the compliance. So they prepare and prepared for something. So they arrange and many more stuff to and so they told you to the person and the compliance things, but it is really expensive. And I will tell you later. For the compliance cases, it costs very much expensive. And it is not. It is it is not concerning as and Raspberry Pi and doing business and only helping. And if you need something a contract, and you should contact with and UL and that interested and introduced and by and Raspberry Pi Foundation for your business. So it is, and so sorry, and use cases. Use cases means so I missed it. So for and powered by Raspberry Pi things and so and Raspberry Pi innovator program. So Japanese IoT companies and I have been helping this on the beginning of this year, and they so they using and their solution and so user powered by Raspberry Pi and for their product branding and more and they are using Wi-Fi. So they would like to check the Raspberry Pi innovator program to check and whether your their product solutions and if violated or not. So it is getting far to use getting Raspberry Pi, and at that time and I will email to them for the fish and so division to the Raspberry Pi training to and so to get first to get and the Raspberry Pi acceptance for them, but it is take almost 1 month to reply, and so I felt sorry for them, and but it take time. And cost of innovative programs is really expensive than I expected. So I got an estimation for them, and estimate so estimation and estimated for them. So I checked the prices in $5,000 to provide a solution. It is very more expensive, even for the enterprise company. So I also have been at the CutiePi, and so picturing and so on, and so doing much more effort, and so I'm so happy to and so on, and get the Raspberry Pi things, but Tank was very famous, and so Raspberry Pi conference and about his project. And I often talk to him so his project with Raspberry Pi conference and about that. So it is very easy to get acceptance to get whole his project. So it is to file and get your certificate, but it's not so difficult to negotiate about it. But bit negotiation needed. Whole charity bank succeeded on funding. A bit has its thing succeeded funding in the Kickstarter. Congrats. So feel free to ask me, and if you have any questions, and so for starting the enterprise business with Raspberry Pi, and making for something like stuff to sell as a Raspberry Pi solution. For example, so if you make a hat and to build with, and so you have no plan to how to sell. So please feel free to ask me to help you and doing business. And so please ask me to the enterprise users, and I have and for the 5 or 6 and the enterprise big name users in Japan. So sometimes hearing and their question for the business. So please feel to ask me if you have any question. So I am very open to an email to me and ping me on the Skype and more. And please feel free to ask me to via email and more. And if you have any questions, please DM with Twitter episodes and every way to ask me. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you for the share for Mr. Ohta. Now I'd like to collect questions from the Gemba. You can ask the question in either Chinese or Japanese or English.
It's okay to the free languages. Plus, Pink and will help me to translate in the Chinese.
I can translate it to you in English or Japanese.
It's great. あなたは日本語喋れるので、日本語だとすごくありがたいです。
恐縮です。好，所以现场有问题吗？你也可以就是像刚刚他讲的一样，如果有想继续问他，如果用 Raspberry Pi 的什么是用在 business 上，你也可以直接继续问。
Sorry, もしうまく聞こえなかったら質問をもう一回復唱して
さっきお話しした連絡先をもう一度中国で復唱していただけです。はい。
はい。
Ask me というスライドがありましたね。あれを紹介していた。
はい。じゃあちょっとこれを中国語に翻訳していただいていいですか？僕中国語喋れないのでごめんなさい。どうぞ。
大丈夫。好，那就是讲者有这一页啊。那如果你有需要了解进一步的，可以进行，或者是他上他的那个联络方式。好，那现场应该没有问题。好，那我们就掌声谢谢我们的大田先生。 現場が問題がまだないみたいですので、このセッションは終わろうと思います。はい、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。じゃあまた今度は次のセッションの時にまたお会いしましょう。Thank you very much for coming to my session and see you later and so 2:50 p.m. For and I will talk a technical aspect in the Raspberry Pi for things. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much.